Today I'm going to talk to you about halter classes. What to look for and expect in an AQHA halter class, how the class is judged, and what you do. This is the newest video by Coco RL10. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the rulebook. These are the rules as defined by the AQHA rulebook, and they can be found by going to the shows section. Here, I'll demonstrate. Going to the shows section, clicking on halter events, regular halter, and halter class. And a halter class is defined as a class where the horse is judged based upon its conformation. The purpose of the class is to preserve American quarter horse type by selecting well-mannered individuals in the order of their resemblance to the breed ideal, and that are the most positive combination of balanced structural correctness and movement with appropriate breed and sex characteristics and adequate muscling. The ideal American quarter horse shown at halter is a horse that is generally considered to be solid in color and possesses the following: eye appeal, a nice head, refined throat latch, well proportioned, trim neck, long sloping shoulder, deep heart girth, short back, strong loin and coupling, long hip and croup, and well-defined and muscular stifle, gaskin, forearm, and chest. All stallions 2 years and older have that. Correct legs and feet that are free of blemishes. They should be uniformly muscled throughout. All horses who are marked with parrot mouth or any other unsoundness are not allowed to compete. Rating confirmation depends upon objective evaluation of the following 4 traits: balance, structural correctness, breed and sex characteristics, and degree of muscling. Balance is the single most important and refers to the structural and aesthetic blending of body parts. Balance is influenced almost entirely by skeletal structure. So now, if we go back to our PowerPoint slides, we'll continue on with this presentation. As you can see, I have the characteristics from the rules here, and this is what the ideal American quarter horse should look like according to AQHA. Let's see all the characteristics that they're looking for. A nice head. They also like nice ears, small and pointed. The throat latch is refined and inward. A nice, well-proportioned neck that flows nicely onto its sloping shoulder. A nice deep heart girth. Short back. Long loin and coupling. Long hip and croup. Well-defined and muscular stifle. Gaskin. Forearm and chest. That is all there. And now, let's look at this horse compared to the characteristics that they want. I'm assuming this horse is a gelding or a stallion. There's no way to tell. That's just the background. And balance. This horse is very balanced. Everything flows nicely into each other. This is equal. This is nice. It's not too long. This is very muscly and toned. The hocks don't have too much of a bend in it. They have the nice 45-degree angle that you're looking for. The elbows are nice and straight. And everything joins together. And this is what the ideal American quarter horse should look like. Key word is ideal, and here we have Kids Classic Style, the recently deceased quarter horse stallion, who was very famous and a great stallion. And I chose him because I always liked his conformation. Let's compare. And he's got a nice head with the small ears. His neck isn't the perfect proportion, but it's a hard angle compared to the other picture. He has a good sloping shoulder, but not as muscular as we like it to be. His back is down farther than what we saw in the picture. He's got a longer barrel than the other horse. His elbows are pretty straight, and he ebbs and flows nicely, especially into his back end, He's very muscular and very nice. And he has a good angle right there. Very thick, muscly tone that you expect on a halter horse. But now let's compare him to the ideal American quarter horse. Remember, we're looking for balance, structural correctness, ideal characteristics, and hold on. I'm sorry about that issue. This thing isn't big enough. So let's compare. We're looking for balance, structural correctness, breed and sex characteristics, and degree of muscling. He's obviously a stallion, and we're just going to compare him to this horse for ha-has. Alright, they both have a very nice head, flat. Their ears are also very nice. His neck is pretty good. I think I like the neck thicker, but this is what quarter horse people are looking for. Judges. He has a nice muscle right there. His shoulder looks nice compared to this horse. This looks nice. He has a little bit more out in front of his elbow and his knee right there than they would like. He's got a nice underline. His barrel is a little long, and his butt is also fairly nice. It's not as nice as that horse is because that's the ideal picture. And let's look at his back legs. He got the muscular stifle. He's got a good angle. So he is pretty much the ideal halter horse because there's not much you can find wrong with him, except if you start looking at the tiny things. He's got a little bit lower back. He's got a little bit low withers. His neck will never be as nice as that horse's, though it's very nice for a quarter horse. But yeah, he's a very nice specimen of the halter horse. So that's how you compare it, compared to another horse. Here we have a picture of a quarter horse that I found on Google Images. This horse, boy, let's compare him to the other horses. Let's look at his head first. He's got a nice head, though not as long and thick as we'd like it. His ears are pretty good. His neck is very nice. I like that about him. But his overall picture isn't really as nice. Remember, we're looking for balance and muscle overall. There should be a little bit more of an angle here, and he's a little bit too upright in his feet. His chest is not as muscly as they like it, and his underbelly goes up too much. He should be down more. He doesn't have that high of a wither, though it's alright. He's just planted up too high. They're supposed to be down lower. He's got a nice back, a little short, and he doesn't have enough muscle in his butt right here, as you can probably see. And he has too much of a bend in his hocks for a halter horse, though that would be fine for a performance horse. So if this horse all I did was halter, he probably wouldn't win much if he was going against horses like Kids Classic Style. But if he's just at, there's no big halter horses there, he'll do really well because he looks like a nice balanced quarter horse that when you start picking things out, they don't look as nice. So now I've showed you some examples of the horses, but what do you do in the halter class? Well, here's a pattern that I made. It's not really a pattern because it's the same every time you do it. What you do is you start here, you stop, you set up, or you can just wait there, and when the judge nods to you, you walk off. You walk straight towards the judge. Don't worry about running into them or anything, because they're looking at how straight your horse is from the front on. And once they move, you trot all the way into the lineup. And the ring steward should tell you where to go. You usually have to go one horse length away from the horse in front of you, or if you're the first horse in, go even with the starting cone. Or if they motion you to go to the side, go around and start a new line right there. And that's pretty basic. And they'll come around and judge you individually and then announce the results. But if you make it to Grand Champion, there is something else that you need to do. So this is what happens. Say the cone, I have to add it. It's right here, starting cone, and you don't have to line up again because I've already seen you. So you go in, and if you are first place under Judge 1, they'll have you line up right here, and that's for all classes. It doesn't matter which class goes first. So if there's, say this is Youth Manners or something, the yearlings, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, age, and performance, all those first places would be in this line. And the second places would all be in this line. This is for the first judge, and then they'll keep doing this for subsequent judges after. And if you were first under both judges, you can just stay here for the next judge's placing, or move to second, or go out altogether. Yeah, and it gets kind of confusing, but just refer to this, and that should help you.
No.
So, hold on. So, they'll come around, and if you are first place, you are also eligible for reserve, and reserve is eligible for grand, but it doesn't usually happen that way. So, Halter is pretty simple. It's the simplest of classes, and even though this is kind of a long video, I hope you get the point. So, thanks for watching this Halter Class video. I hope you understand. Let's see what we covered. We covered how the class is judged, definitely. We covered what to look for. And we covered what you do. So thanks for watching this video by Coco RL10. See you next time.